I don't think 5 minutes is going to be enough for me to gush about my afternoon in McAdam today. It is Sunday, episode 68. I am doing this at 6 o'clock. I think the latest I've ever done one of my daily live for fives, because I was in McAdam today doing Sunday pie. If you have not been to the McAdam train station for Sunday pie, just do it now. Make your booking. You have to reserve in advance, but I went with my family and a team of green volunteers on my campaign team, and it was a fantastic time. I can't recommend it enough. Not just the incredible heritage of the building, being in that beautiful restored building. $3 million has gone into it to return it to the grandeur that it had when it opened in 1900, and it is absolutely grand. It wasn't just about that, but it was about the stories being told by the staff there. I talked to Agnes, who checked us in, gave us our pie tickets. The pie was phenomenal, out of this world. Some of the best pie I've ever had. My whole family each had a different slice, and we were trading back and forth. I told you, 5 minutes is not going to be enough to gush about this. One thing that really made me excited is the plans that are increasing for the future for this beautiful train station in McAdam. One of those things is installing a green heating and cooling system, which will allow the train station to stay open for 8 months of the year, well into the colder months. I am hearing that there are wedding receptions being booked there. And again, as somebody who has built a wedding corporation myself, a wedding officiant, I'm just telling couples right now, I would love to officiate your wedding there. The reception there would be absolutely magnificent, and so the train station will be able to do more of those events for 8 months when into the colder months. Another thing that is being planned. This is a $1 million investment between the both levels of government, federal and provincial, by the way, that heating and cooling system. And of course, as many things involved in the provincial government, it is as yet there is no timeline. Things aren't locked in. And as MLA, I would want to see that happen. I would want to see those plans locked in for McAdam, because my goodness, the future is so bright for McAdam. I love their slogan. Their heritage is building their future. And that is indeed happening, especially as they plan to build out the hotel. The second floor of the train station used to be hotels, and they would like to start renovating it to get that hotel back up and running. So again, that makes me so excited. I just spent, as you might recall, if you're watching these videos, a few days in Campobello, and it was similar, just an absolutely magical place, bursting with tourism potential. Agnes today told me at the train station she hates that word potential because it means things aren't nailed down. It's off in the future. We're still trying to find money for it. That's all true. But again, it's such a beautiful contrast to some of the despair that I've been seeing at the doors of people saying, we don't know what our MLA is doing. We know our government is cutting everything. We don't have the services we need. The system is working against us. Everything is broken. Potential is the fuel for hope. That's what drives hope, and that is what ultimately drives us to be able to be excited about the future. And so I come on here a lot just to show you that I'm aware of the challenges and the problems. We knocked on doors today for a couple of hours. There were multiple teams of us, Greens, knocking on doors, talking to these McAdam neighbors after we stuffed ourselves with pie and toured the building a little bit. And it was the same there. People were opening their doors and saying, I don't have a doctor. I have to go to Fredericton or McAdam or St. Stephen, rather, to the Charlotte County Hospital. Take your pick, go to the emergency room because I don't have a doctor, and wait 8 to 12 hours in either place because I don't have a doctor. Again, we want to rectify that. We want to see community health centers in Saint Croix taking some of the load off of the hospitals so that when people do need to go to emergency, they can get the care they need in less time. I heard people at the doors saying there is not enough housing. You know, a lot of the houses got bought up pre-pandemic or during the pandemic. We saw that. I met a lot of people who moved in from different places in Canada throughout the pandemic, and now there's a sense of there's not enough housing. Real estate has gone up, although McAdam was well known nationally for giving land away for $1 before the pandemic, even before it was cool or before the boom. But there is a sense that if somebody wants to come and work in McAdam, as we are seeing with these infrastructure projects and the rail infrastructure that they want to build out with more shipping developing in St. John at the port, those products will come through McAdam. There's very exciting industrial things happening in the province, and the Greens want to see the railways developed. We want to see rail built out, especially between Moncton, Fredericton, and St. John. And just experiencing what I did in McAdam at the train station today, it made me excited as somebody who is green, believes in energy, wants to see more transportation, all the things we talk about. McAdam is an integral part of that, and I'm excited for not just the heritage and tourism plans that they have, but also the industrial aspect of it, the actual potential, there's that word again, for when the port builds out and products moving through that community and creating jobs. But there need to be houses. Anytime you see an increased ability in people having jobs, they need to live somewhere in that community, which means more housing needs to happen. And of course, the services that they will need, that an increased population will need. I also heard in 2 years ago, it kind of made the news, some vigilantism in McAdam. I knocked on a couple doors where people were very forthcoming about, yes, they were even a part of that. And there was a sense of something had to be done because break-ins were rampant. There was a lot of drugs happening and people harassing the community. People felt unsafe. There were no police around. There was no police presence. There was a kind of a town hall with the RCMP a couple of years ago with the Minister of Public Safety then was Bill Hogan. And the community was very vocal that there was not enough police presence. And, you know, this sense of there's no detachment. There's not even a detachment in McAdam. I live in St. Stephen, so I know where the detachment is. In St. Andrews, you see the detachment. In Campobello, you see the detachment. Is there even a place in McAdam where the RCMP are? There wasn't a sense that you could see the police. It took them forever to come from one of the other detachments. And so we want to see, again, people in McAdam feeling safe. They are a community of 1,000 people or so, similar to Campobello. We can't overlook the importance of these communities. As I said, I'm aware. I'm 8 minutes in. I had such a wonderful time in McAdam, similar to Campobello, that tourism piece, the potential piece, the excitement, the beauty. I'm going to be honest with you, Greens have not done very well in McAdam. Traditionally, when you look at the polling numbers, we know that's not the greatest green area. But today, as I knocked on doors, a lot of people were so receptive to me and the other teams that were canvassing with us. Residents of McAdam a lot of times said, well, I've never seen a green. I've never been able to talk to a green. I don't know what the greens really stand for. You're the first green I've ever talked to. And again, for a community that is all about fishing and hunting, and that's the hope that when the hotel starts developing, people will come and experience the incredible lakes there and the incredible woods there. Your green MLA wants to see that protected. We don't want to see that sprayed. We want to see an end to glyphosate and the destruction of forests there and how it leaches into the rivers and kills the fish and gets into the food supply when you're hunting and fishing. Your green MLA is actually your best choice for that environmental piece, for the beautiful terrain you have up there where you do so much recreational activity. I talked to one gentleman today. I said, what's going on in McAdam? He said, we love our hunting. We love our fishing. We don't know what your stance is on guns, but we want these things to stay. And I said, hey, we are not anti-gun and we want to see your nature preserved. We do not want to see it clear cut or sprayed, or rivers and lakes and things ruined. So, McAdam, I am smitten with you after today. I confess. I have not spent enough time in McAdam. The Greens have not spent enough time in McAdam, but that is going to change. I continue to hope to work to be your MLA. I'll be back up there finishing off all the streets that I need to knock on doors and meet all of you. And of course, I want to talk to the mayor and all that good stuff. So, thanks, McAdam, for a wonderful day. You're a true gem in the crown of Saint Croix. Every community is. And I look forward to more experiences with you. Thanks for joining me today. And I'm going to be back tomorrow for number 69, episode 69. Speaking of nature and forests and things like that, I will start talking about, yes, glyphosate. Take that on. It is an issue in New Brunswick. And I want to talk to you a bit about the Greens and what is it, and are we being a bit too alarmist about it, or is it